So if you don't mind, could we talk a little bit about your coach, Roman?
This is Climbing Gold.
You've been working with Roman since 2019. He's been with you through 2 gold medals. Basically, I'm interested in the relationship between a climber and their coach. Like, how do you trust somebody? Like, basically, how did you seek out Roman? How did you start working together? And what has he done to help you succeed at the highest levels?
He loves climbing. That's the first thing. He really loves climbing. He's really enthusiastic about it. So every time you're like training with him, you feel the joy. Maybe that's where the joy comes from within training. But he just like makes you enjoy the process. So that's definitely one thing that he brings. And he's of course a perfectionist in its own way, and I'm a perfectionist in my own way, and we have like a special relationship. It's like just like trust, and you just know that you're in good hands. And he's basically, apart from like physical training, he's also like a psychologist, because I'm not working with any psychologist. So every problems that I have or everything that bothers me, I talk with him, and he kind of guides me through it. But yeah, basically everybody that ever trained with him, not just me, everybody that trained with him basically are saying the same thing. He just like kind of knows how you work, like he knows your body language. So basically sometimes I walk into the gym and he knows how the training will look like just by my body language. So he basically gets to your level and makes you enjoy the process and helps you reach the full potential. And I don't know, I think it's just like amazing how well he knows a person, and he just knows, he knows what your potential looks like and knows how to get you there. And I've honestly never seen anything like that in a coach.
I've always wondered how an athlete like yourself, like anyone who's the best in the world in what they're doing, so say you, or say, Serena Williams in tennis at her peak, how do you trust a coach to take you to the next level, to get you better when you're already the best ever? I think from people that just watch competitions, this is a common question, because they see the competitor and they're like, that person is already the best in the world. How can they possibly learn something from somebody who's obviously, Roman is obviously not as good of a climber as you are, but he's an incredible coach. Like, how do you come to trust somebody to learn from them, even if you're technically better than them at it in a way?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, with my previous coach, I felt like we reached our limit. So we achieved something together. He brought me to a new level. But I felt like that's it. We can't come any higher. So I kind of outgrew that relationship. And I was looking for someone who had like more experience and knew more about training, more about structured training, more about movement and climbing. So that's why I split with my previous coach. And with Roman, so I knew him since I started competing in a World Cup, so since 2015. And back then he trained me at some national trainings when he was a team coach for Slovenian climbing team. So that's where I first felt that maybe he's the one who could bring me to a new level. But you never know if you don't try. So maybe it wouldn't work. But still, I asked him to coach me. And like soon when we started training together, he already saw that I have many weaknesses and that we should improve them. And he showed me a new way of training, and I liked his like structured way and how he thinks about training and about climbing. So I think that's why it worked. As soon as we started working, I started seeing progress. I started seeing that I'm better going day by day, and that's where I saw that he can bring me to a new level. And that's it, basically.
What weaknesses did you think you had when you started working with Roman? And where do you think you are now with those like what do you consider a weakness now? I mean, as the most dominant competition climber of all time.
I mean, if I compare myself now to when I started training with Roman, I'm basically a completely different climber or completely different athlete. I had many weaknesses. Even if I was first and world champion, whatever, I had many weaknesses. And I'm kind of like, right now I am kind of disappointed how I climbed back then. And I would change a lot of things. But yeah, maybe that's more a question for Roman than for me. But like my lead climbing was terrible, absolutely terrible. And even if I was winning World Cups and being world champion, it was terrible. I didn't know how to rest. I didn't know how to climb. My pacing of the route was totally off. So I was not a good climber. And yeah, I mean, generally speaking, I wasn't climbing well, even if I was like very good on paper. But I learned a lot. Like, like I was like a very, I had like a very special style, I wasn't afraid to risk things. So in lead climbing, all the time risking is not the best. So I needed to learn that. I needed to learn how to lead climb actually. And he taught me that. He guided me through the process of learning how to lead climb. And yeah, then like generally getting me to a next level, also in bouldering, like strength itself. And even if I was like from the beginning very, I was always more strong than technical. So he like my technique, he let's say, got my technique as well to a higher level as well as physical.
Well, what do you think the most important thing that you've learned from Roman is?
He always says, but it's more like a sentence in Slovenian than maybe in English, but the direct translation would be like, we are training for tomorrow, not for today. So I'm very like, let's say impatient. I always want things now, I want to be the strongest now, not like in a month. So he kind of taught me that that patience is the key, that you need to like take it slow and that we will get there where we want to be. So I learned that from him a lot. Yeah.